I love Magic the Gathering. As Magic the Gathering grows and acquires more contracts with more brands to make more weird third-party products, my motivation to do it myself rises. If you didn't watch my last video, something I really enjoy is getting existing Magic the Gathering cards and reflavoring them to other IPs without Magic doing it for me and forcing it into my life. Last video, I made a Ben 10 themed deck from the original cartoon, something that is very near and dear to my heart. And today I get to do it with another cartoon that was also a pretty influential factor in the growth of my childhood. That's right, it's Adventure Time. I wanted to make an Adventure Time themed commander deck, flavoring our commander around the characters of Jake the dog and Finn the human. So what on earth did I come up with? While I was scrolling through the Magic the Gathering database, I was looking for either a commander that embodied two characters similar to like Rin and Seri, or a duo of commanders with the partner keyword. I personally don't play a lot of partner commander decks, so I thought that would be a lot more fun to do. I wish I could have found a human and dog commander so it would really fit the theme, but I couldn't find a combination I was truly happy with. None of them really spoke to me in a way that Finn and Jake would. So I settled on two commanders that both have the partner keyword, and this is what I came up with. Starting with Finn the Human, who is a reskin of Arden, Intrepid Archaeologist. Now, just a preface before I even get into explaining this card, all of this art and these graphics, they don't really belong to me. These are all graphics and art that are scattered along the internet, and I've simply just repurposed them for my own enjoyment, okay? I didn't make any of this amazing art. Even the card frames, I used Card Conjurer Online to use other Magic the Gathering frames. In this case, this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pixel one. Even though I hated that set, I thought this pixel frame worked nicely with the theme of Adventure Time. Just always want to set that out there, just so you don't think I'm some amazing artist that, you know, I understand the confusion though. But anyway, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's talk about Finn the Human. Finn the Human is going to cost us 2 colorless and 1 white mana. He is a legendary creature and a core scout. Not that that's really going to be relevant. However, Finn says that at the beginning of combat on our turn, we may attach any number of auras or equipment that we control to target permanent or player. Additionally, Finn has the partner keyword, which is pretty integral. I also decided to make his flavor text, "What time is it?" And you'll see why. You could guess who Finn's partner is going to be, but you might not be able to guess which commander it's going to be. That is going to be Kedis Amberclaw Familiar, who is being reskinned to Jake the dog. That's right, for 1 colorless and a red, we make this legendary creature Elemental Lizard. If you've watched Adventure Time, is it like almost canon? Almost. Jake says that whenever a commander we control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. And of course, has the partner keyword, and his flavor says ... Adventure Time. Which is a continuation from Finn when he says, "What time is it?" And Jake says, "Adventure Time." So yeah. If you haven't gotten the theme I'm going for here, I'm going for a big Voltron deck where we gear up Finn or Jake and we do a massive widespread attack to our whole table. And I thought that kind of emphasis on Jake spreading the damage across the table kind of sits with the idea that he's a stretchy dog. I just thought that was cute. And Finn uses weapons. So yes, equipment is what we're focusing on. We want to gear Finn up, or Jake for that matter, to do some massive damage, make our games go nice and quickly. Here are some of the weapons we're going to use. Starting with the Sword of Vengeance, which has been reskinned to Finn's Gold Sword. I believe this comes in at Season 1, if my memory serves me right. For 3 colorless mana, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. And you would normally equip it for 3, however, thanks to Finn's ability, we don't have to pay that cost. Next is the Sword of Hearth and Home. For 3 colorless mana, we can play the Root Sword, which I believe is like a Season 2 sword. It's like Finn's second sword. An equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from green and from white. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own, then search your library for a basic land card, put both cards onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. So we might be able to bounce some ETB creatures and get ourselves some basic land cards. Next, we have the Sword of Feast and Famine. For 3 colorless mana, we get Finn and Jake's Dad's Demon Blood Sword. A really good episode, one of my favorite episodes in Adventure Time. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and from green. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all lands you control. Need I say more? Need I say more? What a brutal card. Truly something to fear. Next, we have the Finn Sword, or what you would commonly know as the Sword of Fire and Ice. For 3 colorless mana, equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and from blue. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, this equipment deals 2 damage to any target and you draw a card. Getting some card draw and pinging some either weak creatures or weak players is always a nice thing. I don't actually know much about the Finn Sword. I didn't really watch a lot of that season when it was around, but I do know it's supposed to be like the weapon equivalent of like what Finn would look like if like he was like a weapon. Yeah. Next! Our next sword is the Sword of Light and Shadow. For 3 colorless mana, we get this little small sword. I think that's actually what it's called. I believe this was used by like a Gumball Knight or something rather. Finn uses it for a little bit in the show, but equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from white and from black. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you gain 3 life, and you may return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Moving on from a sword of this and that, we actually have Nettlecyst. For 3 colorless mana, you can use the Grass Sword, which is a living weapon, which just simply means we make a germ creature token and attach this weapon to it, which in some case or form is actually kind of canon to the show. If you know, you know. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Really great late game when we hopefully have a board of artifacts and enchantments ready to wipe out any naughty naughties. And to round out Finn's various weapons, I thought it would be cute to have Finn's hat or the Brotherhood Regalia from the infamous Assassin's Creed set. For 2 colorless mana, equipped creature has Ward 2, is an assassin in addition to its other types, and can't be blocked. It has various equip costs based on legendary or not. Hopefully, we shouldn't have to worry about this. I mean, making your commander unblockable is just... it's just mean, and yeah. I mean, yep, I'm gonna use it, you know? We move on to a not so familiar weapon from Adventure Time, but this is Jake's sword technically. You see him using it occasionally in the show, but I thought it'd be cute to reskin the Buster Sword, which I didn't even realize how good this artifact is until like really reading it. But for 3 colorless mana, equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. That's just phenomenal. If we want to throw out some big sorceries, some artifacts, I just thought this was an awesome card. We're not quite done with our swords, as we have Excalibur, Sword of Eden, which I also think is from Assassin's Creed. But this is the No-Thong, I think it's actually called. This is just the sword that Billy, the hero, uses in the show. For 12 colorless mana, we can pull this big boy out. However, this spell does cost X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of historic permanents you control. Those being artifacts, legendaries, sagas. So hopefully by the time we have this in our hand, we should have enough things on the board to discount this pretty nicely. Equipped creature gets +10, +0, and has vigilance. I mean, that's just phenomenal damage, isn't it? You know, that's half of commander damage if you can whack someone in the face with that. So we'd love to see that on the board. We also have Marceline's Axe Base, which is reskinning the Reaver Cleaver. For 2 colorless and a red, equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample, as well as whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens. Who doesn't love treasure tokens? Who doesn't love treasure tokens? Now I needed one more axe I needed one more axe for the 2-handed axe. So the Green Knight in Adventure Time technically uses this, even though it's a red spell. For 2 colorless and a red, we can pull out the 2-handed axe. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, double its power until end of turn. However, it's also an instant adventure. So for 1 colorless and a red, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. You can exile the card and then you can cast it later. So if you've got enough mana, you can actually get some real value out of this and deal some massive damage. On to our final 3 flavored cards. These ones are references to specific episodes that I thought were pretty fun, and they match some artifacts that we had. Starting with the Mask of Avacyn, which is being flavored as the Hermit Eyes from that episode where, like, when Flynn, if you're watching this, I love you. When Finn looks at something and then it turns into like its real self. For 2 colorless mana, equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has hexproof. Just some nice defense that would be great to have on our commander. Hopefully, if we're stacking it up with a bunch of artifacts, we're gonna need that. We also have some Argentum Armor for 6 colorless mana, or as I call it, the Jake suit. Equipped creature gets +6/+6, and whenever it attacks, destroy a target permanent. I mean, this is fantastic. Just doing a bunch of damage and getting rid of some pesky permanents on the board. This episode's also really funny as well. Then last but not least, we have the Trailblazer's boots. For 2 colorless mana, you can be Jake in the City of Thieves who accidentally stole a pair of nice red shiny boots. Equipped creature has non-basic land walk. It can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a non-basic land. Now that's all our flavored cards. In regards to the actual deck itself, I do have some other cards that'll be in it just to help get the deck moving. We have an additional 5 creatures as well in this deck. We got the Esper Sentinel, the Pure Steel Paladin, the Selfless Spirit, Sram Senior Edificer, and the Sun Titan. Just some creatures to help with some protection, utility, or card draw. We also have some handy enchantments such as the Ethereal Armor, Hyena Umbra, All That Glitters, Spirit Mantle, Battle Mastery, and Shielded by Faith. We have a nice bundle of instants, mainly looking for board control and protection. You've got your classic Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshare, your Boros Charm, the classic Teferi's Protection, and Deflecting Swat, which is always a satisfying cast. Our sorceries are acting as win cons with our Winds of Abandon, Seize the Day, and Blasphemous Act, hopefully able just to level out the field and go for the finishing swings. The full deck list is in the description. I am not the best deck builder. Some of these are absolute white and red cliches, but I actually really loved making this deck, and I'm very much looking forward to playing a nice, simple Voltron and just worrying about whacking as hard as I can. And hey, if you're out there and you haven't asked your friends if they want to get together for a game of Magic, do so right now. Get your phone out, say, gang, when are we free? I want to sling some spells. And let me know if you have any ideas for some other custom commanders I can make before Wizards of the Coast beat me to it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.